What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back. So we are starting from that seedling that we wrapped up at the last episode, and one of the first things we're going to do is kill anything that we can from range. Kill this little guy if we can hit it. Beautiful. That one is going to roll on off into the water. Should come right over to us. We're going to be going umbral in just a second, but we're just going to kill anything that we can beforehand. Just to save ourselves some time on that umbral timer. Alright, looking good. So now that we are in umbral, we'll pop that off, pop this guy off. Most of our health back. And we can get eyes on him. I'm not sure if I can hit him with all the crap that's in the way. Probably not. So we'll pull this down. This is a little bridge for us. I guess a platform is more appropriate. And then we're going to get this. I might be able to hit him from here. Let's see. Very tight hitbox, but we got him. Alright, so popping that went ahead and opened this pathway. Let me make sure I am... Okay, we're not online. When I was doing the walkthrough prep the other day here, I ended up getting invaded right in the middle of going through here and taking all the notes. So we got to get the Forsaken Grenade, and we're just going to follow this path along. Wow. That was an impressive fail of my pathing. We get poisoned, go ahead and use the bomb. Poison is really not fun to deal with when you're in the withered realm, because you essentially aren't going to get any withered health. We'll pick up that umbral pale eye, and then continue along. And a single loot over here. A bunch of these guys are going to drop down, so we're going to buff our weapon up just to make it a little bit easier to fight through them all. Now, as you go up here, these enemies are guarded by a lot of umbral parasites. Now, this next part is going to be basically just a decision for what you want to do. Well, first we're going to exit umbral. We're going to exit umbral. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to kick down this shortcut just so we have access to it. Now, up ahead is the boss. It might be worthwhile to place a new umbral, because we have to do at least 2 attempts on the boss. But it's one of those things where it's just going to be preference. We have 4 of them on hand, so you don't absolutely have to do this. But if you do want to, it's right up ahead. So otherwise the run is across the bridge and then running across this. So not a terribly long run, but enough of a run, and the boss is right over there. So I would suggest you just go ahead and place one. I know we just got through that area, but since we have to die against this boss at least once, it's probably going to be worthwhile. But so from over here, we are going to pop off our friend on the stilts. And then we're going to enter umbral again. And if you didn't kill the enemy earlier, we would run on up here and kill that enemy, that ranged mage, take that out, and grab this loot. After that, there's some stuff inside this house, but there's also a ferry inside, so it's probably worthwhile to just exit Umbral very quickly here. That way we can just walk in the house and grab the loot without having to fight the fairy, but you know, if you want to fight her, it's not that bad. I'll just spawn out. We'll stay in Umbral. More loot, more experience, right? This character is also better suited to fighting in tight spaces than the walkthrough character, although the prep character is. Go ahead and grab putrefaction. So yeah, poison spell, not bad. Where's the red going to? Where are you leading me to? Oh, probably one of these basic guys. No, where are you going? You don't need to do this, obviously. I'm just kind of curious. Where the hell are you going? Bro, what enemy is this going to? Something. Alright, that's I mean, I followed it this far, damn. I'm trying to think what it could be leading to. It's got to be the. This is the law. I don't know why I'm following this. I mean, I came this far. I am going to need those plucked eyeballs to buy up Umbral Shrimp eventually, but very out of the way. Very much not what I wanted to do. I thought it was going to be something close. It sent me like, hey, go all the way back here. Thankfully, we can just go right where we were. So we got that bridge done already. So, all right, recapping where we just were and where we were doing stuff. So, back from over here. Got a little sidetracked with that revenge. We're going to kill the enemies in there, whether you are in Umbral or not. Point is, we wanted to get that loot that was in there, that spell. After getting that, we can go ahead and exit. With the platform, pop the seal. Enter Umbral, go right. Just checking the notes here. Up ahead is a fairy guarding an Umbral eye. Grab that, continue to get a lucky paw. We did that. Bonfire, pop the parasites, kill the spearman. Path to the left has a seating spot. Okay. There's another Umbral entity here that we're going to pop. Kill this. Alright. So with the shortcut that's kicked down, we are actually going to go. Okay, so we get the shortcut. We want to get the Umbral blade, or the Pale Butcher's blade right there. Let's see. Get back to the bonfire, repop parasites, kick down shortcut. Across this, which we're going to go do. I believe we do that in a second. But, so we get that. There's some loot over here in this one that we want to grab. Hang on, kill spearman. Path to the left is a sealing spot. Head is the boss. Go for now. Enter. Kill the 2 poison mages. Exit Umbral. Spell inside the hut. Head back to the bonfire. Kick down the shortcut. Pale Butcher blade in house near the shortcut. Houses ahead has delirium fragments. Continue along and snipe the baddies. Cross the Umbral bridge with the lantern. Okay. Just going to cross this right here. Poison dissipated enough? Yes, it has. Okay. So a couple different enemies we are killing here. Oh, this is the Umbral Bridge I was looking for. Which this just takes us right back over there. It's basically the same thing, but cross over and kill these ones. Oh no. Well, we had to come down an Umbral sooner or later anyway, so that's fine. So here's the bonfire. We got that. Let's see. We killed you. Then we go this way. Kill these enemies. Kill that enemy. That comes much later, so ignore that for now. We want to drop there. We get access to this chest, which is the Angel of Void set. And then we want to go... up this. And that's just going to give us a pathway back. It's not what I wanted to happen. I wonder what kind of range damage we would do to this enemy. Less than ideal. Oh, very nice. Got a vestige seed out of her. But from here... yeah, that's just that's the platform. We can just head on back, basically. We can loop around. We're just going back to where we were, to our seedling, which actually it's probably faster for us to just run up and around. And it's now time for the next major boss, the Hushed Saint. So I'm going to talk about him a little bit while we're running on over there. So we have to summon Kukujin for this quest, which is unfortunate because she takes 3,000 of our vigor. You can knock him off of his horse by popping umbral parasites that are scattered all over the battlefield. On top of that, he has a couple things to look out for. He's going to pull back his halberd and do like a very long thrust. If that connects, it's essentially like a command grab. It'll yank you in the air, slam you in the ground, do a bunch of damage. He has a couple of halberd swings where he'll slam them down into the ground. It'll make roots pop out of the ground, and he'll do big damage from that as well. About halfway through on his health, he is going to... he'll basically like enchant his stuff with thorns, which we can just jump in. We have to die. We have to die here to be able to summon Kukujin. So just let's die right here. That's fine. Actually, make this a little faster. So besides that, once he gets into phase 2, basically enchants his stuff with roots. So halberd attacks as well as shield attacks are going to have roots coming on out of them. That can be quite dangerous if you're not careful. The other big thing he likes to do is he has this large shield slam where he'll hit the ground with his shield, and it's going to send out a 360 wave of roots that expand out from him. And you want to roll into those roots for your iframes to protect you. So as long as you died, you can go ahead and summon Kukujin. You can summon whoever you want, but we have to summon her here as part of her quest. Quite annoying, to be honest. I think you're probably weaker to fire, but we'll try Holy Out to start. You can get some parries on him. Honestly, this boss isn't that bad once you get used to the timing. Where is my... There it is. See, he'll dive under the ground and then he'll re-emerge. And we're gonna get in our damage. So what are we hitting you for? So 206. When he submerges like that, try and find a spot that has an umbral parasite, so like right here. And this way, if he decides to charge, I can pop one. And you can see that'll take him off of his mount. That's the Thorn AoE I was talking about earlier. That sucks. Knocked him off his horse and the horse ran into me. Alright, so now he has done his enchantment, so lots of thorn attacks now will be happening. I'm getting slightly more damage with the fire, I think, compared to the holy, which makes sense. I mean, he's like a tree man. But yeah, not that bad. Like I said, you can basically just kind of stay aggressive on this guy, and you should be able to take him out with ease. Now, after killing him, over here, we can see a big beacon. Well, we're going to go into Umbral because we want to get his stigma. But this is essentially a big moment here. Now, these pillars, these columns, whatever you want to call them, the beacons, these beacons will determine your ending. Now, if you decide to cleanse this beacon right now, you're going to lock yourself out of interacting with Damarose. She will become an enemy, and that will effectively lock you out of the Inferno ending as well as the Umbral ending. If you want to go for the good guy ending, it's very straightforward. You're going to cleanse all 5 beacons. For the sake of this walkthrough, we are going to be going for the Umbral ending because that one's the most convoluted and the hardest to achieve. But basically, the other 2 are quite simple. In one ending, you don't cleanse the beacons. Bad ending, don't cleanse. Good ending, do cleanse. So, pretty simple. But because we're going for Umbral, we don't want to touch that because we need Damarose, and we need to progress the quest up to the point where we can interact and do things with Damarose. So, I wouldn't suggest spending a vestige seed. There's just no point with where we're at. We're gonna go right ahead, just round on up the hill. We have a vestige that's waiting for us. That's right, this one. Forget it. It's kind of sad. It's like a little girl playing with one of these things, and it, I guess, attacks her.
Hello, little friend. Do you want to play? I know some fun games. Are you hungry? What do you eat? You're smelly. Maybe I should give you a bath.
I intended to see, but
Anyway, talk to Theka here.
In case they, it's an, of course, the only light he watches. He just does so.
Not much new in his inventory, but he does have 10 of the base upgrade mats. Make sure you have at least 3,000 on you, though, because after we get the vestige of the Pale Butcher, we need to jump back to town and pay the troll toll. By troll toll, I mean we need to give money to Kukujin for helping us with the boss, which I honestly hate this. Like, out of all the side quests I've done, this is probably my least favorite. Like,
the wise always do. I help you, just be sure.
I helped you. Give me 3,000 vigor. Like, no. What? What do you mean? No. Fuck no. What are we up to on our umbrals? 42. Excellent. So we're gonna pop this. We're gonna talk to him. We do have a new umbral eye. Personally, I think it's still going to be worth killing or keeping the betrayed Adyr. This one we get withered health upon killing an enemy with a grievous strike. Personally, I think 2 soul flay charges is way better than that. We also have a new remembrance here. If you are playing as a umbral build, this is actually pretty dope. I like that a lot. We obviously have the big quality pole arm here with 150 poison on it, and then over here we have a pretty beefy heavy shield. But for our particular build, we are going to pick up Pieda's sword. Even though we can't use it yet, we are almost at that 25 radiance threshold, and it is quite a good weapon for us. We're probably going to get 2 of those, because I think I'll have more umbrals before I get radiance, but we might be able to do the Red Reaper now as well. I don't know if I want to do that just yet. There's like some cheese we can do to kill him easily, and we'll get a big chunk of experience from him. But the sword we just bought, Pieda's sword, it's a short sword, but it has 100 smite on it, and it has pure holy damage, so this thing is quite potent. Compared to these, this is a physical holy split, so we're going to put upgrades that we can into it. Because it is a boss weapon, it's not going to upgrade similarly to how other weapons work, so keep that in mind. Actually, just to give myself how far am I off? 2 levels. I might even have enough to pull it off right now. Let's see. Yes, I do. I will put, where did it go? There we go. In terms of attack power, it's only 108, but this will give us smite build up. And I mean, it's a lightsaber, so who doesn't want it? But we're going to try and get a couple more umbrals real fast. So we're going to go to the bell room to do this. This is pretty cheeky, but killing this guy now will give us extra umbrals, and potentially we can get access to another sword. So we want to enter. Just waiting for this guy to run towards us. Now for the Red Reaper, what we need to do is we need him to summon up. Now, to talk a little bit about this, or the Scarlet Reaper, I think is actually his name. This is the enemy that appears after the eye completely fills up. Now, the trick with the eyes, we just gotta wait. As the eye goes, progressively more enemies are gonna be showing up in the world. Enemies that become more dangerous over time, etc., etc. And so, the idea here is he's supposed to be, in a sense, like, you know, the countdown until shit hits the fan. It's a good way to think of it. In terms of killing him, he's quite challenging at this point in the game. But the first time you kill him, you're going to get a bunch of umbrals. I believe it's either 25 or 30, so you get a pretty solid stack. Excuse me, not umbrals, the scouring eyes. And so we want to get access to those scouring eyes. That'll help propel us up to 40. It'll also give us a couple extra levels early on. In terms of just raw farming, I think he's probably the best way in the game, simply because when he appears, you get a 3 times modifier. and all we're going to really do here is just use platforms to abuse him. We'll get over to there, and then we'll come on over, and he'll end up basically just pathing himself off. Very similar to how we abuse the bucket heads and get them to run off the map. We can do something very similar with Pieta, or not Pieta, excuse me, with the Red Reaper. But while we're waiting for it, I mean, you can just kind of walk around and kill stuff if you want. There's a couple enemies around here. We got a big boy right there, so we can go on down, kill him. There's no point in just sitting around and waiting. Saw that withered badge. Where'd it go? Gonna get over there. Does take a good amount of time for that eye to fill up. But we're just chilling. Like I said, getting this will give us a big chunk of umbral, which will be nice. Or not umbral, the shrimp. So that plus with the shrimp from the next area, I think we might have enough to get a second Pieta sword. Or at the very least, we can pick up her holy spell. And this guy's also an achievement, so it's good to get him done now. I mean, in retrospect, I probably should have just edited the 3 minutes out of the video that it's taking to get this thing to show up, but that requires me to edit a AV1 file, which is a pain in the ass. I'd have to, like, convert this back to H.264 and then convert it back to AV1, and it's not really worth doing all that. Double lightsabers. So in terms of what's next, let me scroll my notes. So, in the Vestige, the Pale Butcher, we have a fair amount of stuff. We basically push through the remainder of that area we are in, and then Fitzroy's Gorge. But that's probably all one episode worth of content. So if you look around, you notice as the eye is getting more and more, you notice we're seeing the shades of more dangerous enemies. We're seeing gargoyles, we're seeing more fairies, but we're almost there. Pretty much as soon as it's red, we want him to pop up, and then we're gonna run on over to that ledge to abuse this poor thing's pathing. The music is building. There he is. Alright, so we're just gonna go right over here. if we just hang out here, he should try and do this lunging attack at us. Yep, there he goes. Damn, only gave me 5. I wonder if you only get the large burst of scourings the very first time you kill him. Well, either way, by killing him, that is going to go ahead and pick you up a bunch. You know, some nice little burst of stats there. The very first time you kill him, which I guess it's not considered cross-character, which also brings up the question of whether or not progress is cross-character. I wonder if item collection progress is cross-character as well. That might be the case, because I killed him and I didn't get the... well, the first time I killed that guy, I think it was like 25 or 50 umbral scourings that I got, but we didn't get a whole lot there. But I mean, still, if you're trying to farm, that's probably the best way to farm. You know, we got 3 levels for killing that guy, and we did get 5 umbral scourings. But we are going to wrap things up from right here. The next episode, we are going to work our way through this short little area. This is going to connect us through to the backside of the fen, and then that's going to open things up to Fitzroy's Gorge and a boss that's over there. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you then as we continue.